Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the last video, we have discussed about the equivalent circuit of the induction motor in arbitrary frame of reference. The equivalent circuit is shown over here in this slide. Here you can see the two sources over here. This is basically based upon the speed of the arbitrary frame of reference. Omega c is the speed of arbitrary frame of reference. So the flux linkages of the d-axis generates certain voltage or induces certain voltage on the q-axis, so that is represented with the help of this source. And on the rotor side we have the induced EMF, that is because of the slip in that frame of reference, because omega c is the speed of the arbitrary frame of reference, omega r is the rotor speed. So this is the slip in which frame you are operating or considering your machine. So these are the flux linkages of this d-axis. So because of that, what will be the voltage that will be induced in the q-axis, that is shown by this one. And definitely there will be the superscript c over here, because these are the flux linkages in arbitrary frame of reference rotating with the speed omega c. Similarly, you have the induced EMF in the d-axis because of the flux linkages of the q-axis, and that depends upon the speed of the frame of reference. And on the rotor side you have the induced EMF according to the slip speed because of the flux linkages of the q-axis. This portion represents the inductances which are involved in your induction motor. So looking from the stator side, you have two inductances, LLS and LM. This LM is the part of the stator as well as the part of the rotor. So the stator inductance is written as LLS plus LM, the total inductance from the stator side. So from here I can say that this leakage inductance will be equal to the total stator inductance minus the mutual inductance or the magnetizing inductance between stator and the rotor. Similarly, on the rotor side I can say that rotor inductance is equal to LLR plus LM, where LM is the mutual inductance, that is this part, and LLR is this leakage inductance. So total inductance on the rotor side is LLR plus LM, and similarly this leakage inductance will be equal to total inductance LR minus LM. And same is there on the d-axis. You have a mutual inductance represented as LM. This is the leakage inductance of the stator along d-axis, and this is the leakage inductance on the rotor side at the d-axis, right? And for the zero sequence component, the equivalent circuit is this one. You have the zero sequence resistance of the stator and the leakage inductance, and definitely again it is in arbitrary frame of reference. It is to be considered in the arbitrary frame of reference. Now we know that the flux equation, the flux linkages, we can represent the q-axis and the d-axis voltages in terms of the flux linkages. And if I go back to this circuit, this VQS is basically equal to this voltage plus the voltage drop across these two from the stator side. So the voltage between these 2 points will be the derivative of the flux linkages. So that is represented like that. Or we can also write that V is equal to derivative of the lambda QS, because in our discussion we are going to consider phi or lambda the same thing. And C is representing the arbitrary frame of reference. This must be C as well. So now if I write down the equation for the voltage, VQS should be equal to IQS into RS plus this voltage plus the derivative of the flux linkages of the Q side. This will give you the stator voltage equation. Similarly, you can write down the rotor voltage equation, this voltage drop plus this voltage drop into the derivative of the phi QR, and similarly on the d-axis of the stator and the d-axis of the rotor. So this equation is written over here, VQS, that is equal to RS into IQS plus omega c into phi ds plus derivative of the phi QS. And similarly for the d-axis we have written this equation, and we have seen these equations in the last week videos in detail. Similarly, on the rotor side we can write down the two equations, Qx is rotor equation and the Dx is rotor equation, and then the zero sequence components, zero sequence voltage of the stator side and zero sequence voltage of the rotor side, right? Okay, now we have already defined in the previous videos that the flux linkages of the Qx stator will be equal to Ls into Iqs plus Lm into Iqr, right? So similarly, phi ds, that is equal to Ls into Ids. You just consider this one. This is the stator side, let's suppose. So leakage inductance of the stator side, magnetizing or the mutual inductance, and the leakage reactance of the rotor side. The current in this is Iqs, right? So what is Ls? Ls is given by this one. Ls, leakage inductance plus the mutual inductance. So from these two, the current Iqs is going to flow. So L into Iqs will give you lambda Qs, right? And now the total Q axis flux linkages are basically the one because of this one, and in the LM you have two currents, one because of the IQR, one current is IQR and the other current is IQS. IQS is considered over here because this LS is equal to LLS plus LM. So this inductance and this inductance is considered with the current IQS, but another current in the LM is the IQR, so that is shown over here, LM into IQR, and this C is representing arbitrary frame of reference. Similarly, for the D axis, you know from the equivalent circuit we have this set of inductances. So the IDS is linked with LLS and LM. So LLS plus LM is LS into IDS will give you the flux linkages because of the stator current and the flux because of the rotor current, mutual flux. So that is IDR into LM. So that is this one, right? Similarly, you can write down the equation for the rotor. So phi QR and phi DR can be written because we know that the lambda is equal to L into I. So we have considered the product of these one, and in our discussion we are considering phi is equal to lambda. So we will be considering this and this to be equal to each other. Okay, so now you can write down the equation for the Q axis flux linkages, D axis flux linkages of the stator side, similarly for the rotor side and the zero sequence components. We will be using these equations along with these voltage equations to develop the model of the induction motor. We have already seen the arbitrary frame reference model in the last week. Today we are going to discuss the state space model of the induction motor in arbitrary frame of reference. So we will be using these voltage equations and these flux linkage equations to develop the state space model of the induction motor in the arbitrary frame of reference. So the generic form of the state space model is shown in front of you, and all of you are familiar with that one. X is our state variable, so x dot should be equal to Ex plus Bu, and the output equation is y is equal to Cx plus du, where x is the vector of the state variables, u is the input vector, c is the output vector, right, and d is the disturbance or the feed forward vector, and y is representing the output over here, x is representing the state variables. So what is the state variable? State variable basically the output of the integrator. Any parameter which is the output of the integrator in your control system, that can be considered as the state variable. For example, for the inductor, the current is the state variable because inductor current is written like this: the derivative of the inductor voltage into 1 by L, and definitely it's over a time period, that is the current. So inductor current is the output of the integrator, and that integrator is taking the inductor voltage. So inductor current is considered as the state variable. Similarly, your capacitor voltage Vc is equal to 1 by C integration of the capacitor current. So if you have an integrator whose input is the capacitor current, the output will be the capacitor voltage, considering this 1 by C. So your capacitor voltage can be a state variable. Similarly, your flux linkages can be the state variables Later on we will see that we can write down an equation from where by the integration we can get the flux linkages. So state variables are selected, and today we will be considering the flux linkages as the state variables. We will write down all the equations in this flux linkages form. Okay, so let's now formulate the standard equations, state space equations, and then we will write them in the standard form. So over here you need to have the derivative, the rate of change of your state variable. So keep this equation in mind, and we will be developing the equation in this form, that on the left hand side we have the rate of change, and that should be expressed in the equation that is represented like this. Okay, so now let's take the Q and the D axis voltage equations of the stator and the rotor. So here you have seen VQS and VDS. We have already defined these equations, and these are the rotor equations. Now let's suppose that FQS is equal to omega B into phi QS. Phi QS is the flux linkages of the Q axis stator side in arbitrary frame of reference. So if we multiply it with the base speed, let's suppose that is equal to FQS, and definitely this is in arbitrary frame of reference. So flux linkages multiplied by omega B will be FDS. Flux linkages Q axis of the rotor in arbitrary frame of reference multiplied by omega B is being considered as FQR, and similarly FDR, where omega B is the base speed in radian per second. Now with these definitions I want to modify in this equation. So how we can write this one? Just observe this part, that we are going to replace this phi QS using the definition, and that is this one. Phi QS can be written as from here, phi QS will be equal to FQS by omega B. So that you can see over here, the derivative of the FQS, and we are dividing it by omega B. Similarly, we are going to write it in terms of FDS considering this definition, right? So omega C will be divided by omega B. So we can update all of these four equations, and we can write them according to these suppositions. We have supposed that FQS is equal to omega B into phi QS, and all of these flux linkages are multiplied by omega B to get F. Okay, so we are going to write all of these four equations in this form: FQS, FDS, FQR, and FDR. So instead of flux linkages, we have used the term F, that is basically in the units of the voltage, overall F, where omega B is in the units with radian per second. So this first set of equations that we defined over here, the stator and the rotor voltage equations, now we are going to write them in the form of FQS, FDS, FDR, and FQR, right? Okay, after writing these equations, now let's consider the flux linkage equation. Those we have seen earlier, that phi QS is equal to LLS into IQS plus LM into IQS into IQR, and that you can see from this equivalent circuit as well. Here is the current IQS multiplied by LLS, you will get total flux linkages of this portion, of this part. Then LM, and there are two currents in this one, IQS and the IQR in arbitrary frame of reference. So sum of these two currents. So L into I will give you the lambda or the flux linkages, and LLS into IQS will give you the flux linkages over here. So total flux linkages on the stator side Q axis will be given by this equation. Now if we multiply on both sides with omega B, we are going to get this term. And what is omega B into phi QS? This is FQS that we have defined earlier. And what is omega B into LLS? That can be written in the form of reactance now. The reactance is equal to X is equal to omega L. Alright. So XLS is equal to omega B into LLS. So using this definition over here, we can write it like this. Similarly, this omega B into LM can be written as the reactance of the magnetization branch or the mutual inductance. The reactance of the mutual inductance, right? So we can write down this equation, and similarly you can write down the equation for the Q axis from the rotor side. Phi QR will be equal to LLS into IQR plus LM into IQS into IQR. The Q axis stator current and the Qx is rotor current, right? That is passing through the magnetization or the mutual inductance. Multiplying both sides by omega b, so you will get this term, and you can write it as FQR, and you can write it as the reactance. So when you are using the FQR, you can write in terms of the reactance, where the unit for the FQR is basically the voltage that is obtained by taking the product of the radian per second into the flux linkages, or the lambda, because in our discussion phi is equal to lambda. Okay, now let's look at the D-axis stator. So for D-axis, we know that the equivalent circuit is this one. So we have the leakage inductance on the D-axis, and through that the current is IDS. So LLS into IDS, right, will be the flux linkage over here, and then LM into IDS in plus IDR. The sum of these two current is passing through this branch, right? So we can write down this equation, and then multiplying on both sides with omega b, you will get this expression, right? And omega b LLS will be equal to XLS. Similarly, this XM is equal to omega b into LM. So we can write down in terms of the FDS like this. Then considering the d-axis of the rotor, we can write down this equation, right? So FDR will be equal to XLR into IDR plus XM into IDS plus IDR. So in other words, I can say that you can directly consider the reactance over here. If I say the reactance of this one is XLS, so what will be the voltage across this one? XLS into IDS in arbitrary frame of reference. So that you can see, that is this part. What's the voltage across this one? If the reactance is given XM into the total current, that is IDS in arbitrary frame of reference plus IDR in arbitrary frame of reference. So that is this part. So this is the voltage across. So basically you are writing down the voltage equation over here. This omega b into phi ds is the voltage between these 2 points, that is equal to the derivative of the phi ds, right? So derivative is basically the multiplication of omega b over here, right? And now if I just look at this part, I am going to write few more equations. What is the voltage across this branch? Let's suppose that is equal to FQM. That will be equal to omega b into phi QM. And that will be equal to the reactance of this branch, that is, let's suppose, XM into the current through this one, and that is IQS plus IQR. So this is the equation for the voltage across the magnetization branch or the mutual inductance on the Q axis. Similarly, we can write down the equation for the D axis. This is the D axis circuit, and let's write down the voltage across this magnetizing branch. Let's suppose that is equal to FDM. So that will be equal to omega b into phi dm, right? And that will be equal to XM into IDS plus IDR. So now we have 6 equations. Q axis, FQS, Q axis rotor. This is for the stator. This one is for the rotor, Q axis. Both of these are for the Q axis. Right? This is the for Q axis all. And then for the D axis of the stator and the D axis of the rotor, we have this set of equation. And then the mutual inductance. So these 2 equations, FQM and FDM, are for the mutual inductance, or I can say for the inductance LM. Now from these equations, FQS equation that we have seen above, if I simplify this one, I can use this term FQM and FDM, because this is basically the voltage across this. Okay, and FDM is the voltage across this branch. And in these equations over here, if you look at that, what is this? This is the basically FQM. And what is this part? This is also the FQM, because it is the Q axis one, right? And what is this? This is FDM, and similarly this is FDM. So we can write down these equations like that, that this part is FQM, that is the voltage across the mutual inductance. So if you can write it like this, so from here if you solve it for the current, Q axis stator current in arbitrary frame of reference, that will be given by this equation. Similarly, if you take the equation of the q-axis voltage, q-axis rotor voltage, that is given like that, and what is this part? This is FQM. So from here, if I now solve it for IQR, so the equation will be like this. IQR will be equal to FQR minus FQM divided by XLR. Sorry, this is XLR. Okay, now the third equation, that is FDR, the voltage along d axis of the rotor, that is given like that, and again this term is the FDM. So from here I can write down the expression for the IDR. And then for FDS, d axis stator, we have this equation, and in this part this is FDM, and if we solve it for the current, we can write the current like this, right? Now we know that the mutual inductance voltage FQM, that will be equal to XM into IQS plus IQR. Now we take the value of the IQS in this from these equation. This is IQS, so taking it from here, it can be written as FQS minus FQM by XLS. And similarly, if you take the value of the IQR, you can write this one. So now if you simplify this one, if you expand first of all, so you will get this equation, and correcting the term with the same variable FQM, so this can be written like this, and on this side we will be having FQS and the FQR, and if I shift this XM to this side, alright, so we are going to divide all the terms by XM, so these XMs will be cancelled out, so you will be left with this one. And let's suppose that this 1 by XM plus 1 by XLR plus 1 by XLS, this is the leakage inductance of the rotor, leakage reactance of the stator, and this is the magnetization or the mutual reactance. So inverse of all of those, let's suppose that is equal to 1 by XM1. So we can write it like that, that this FQM is equal to this 1 by XM1. So XM1 from here will be multiplied over here. So you will be getting this equation. So FQM can be written in terms of FQS and FQR like this, right? Okay, now the voltage equation of the stator side voltage equation is given by this expression VQS is equal to RS IQS, and we have written this derivative of the phi QS in arbitrary frame of reference in terms of FQS and omega B, where FQS is the voltage across the stator flux magnetization branches, leakage plus the magnetization, and the FC phi ds will be represented in terms of FDS like that, FDS by omega B. Now taking the expression of the current from here that we defined, just consider these ones, we will be using these four currents. So we are going to now replace IQS with its equivalent FQS FQM by XLS, and we are going to simplify and rearrange it, and we are going to write it in terms of the state space form, because over here we have the derivative FQS, we are going to write it over here, and we are going to shift all the other terms on this side. So after rearrangement you are going to get this equation. FQS will be our state variable, so derivative of the state variable in terms of these parameters. Similarly, if you consider the voltage equation of the stator side, you can write this one, and then taking the value of the current IDS, rearranging this equation, you can write down this expression for the derivative of the FDS, and repeat this same procedure for the rotor side. So VQR is given by this equation. Taking the value of the IQR, you can represent in terms of the FQR. We are considering FQR or FQS or FDR and FTS, these four as the state variables of our equations of our system. Okay, so the third equation will be this one, and similarly the voltage equation of the rotor side for the d axis that we've already seen is given by this expression. So IDR will be given by this one. So taking this IDR over here, I can write down this equation, and rearranging I will get this one. So we have four equations in this state space form. So let's write them all together. So we have the derivative of FQS, derivative of FDS, derivative of FQR, and derivative of FTR in terms of FQS, FTR, FQR, and FQS. Now for squirrel cage machine, your rotor side is short circuited, so your VQR and VDR will be 0. So in that case, these equations will be simplified, and from here these two terms are going to become 0. Only you will be left with this part. In this state equation, you can see we have written in terms of FQM, that or FDM. What is FQM and FDM? That is the voltage across the Q axis magnetization branch or the mutual inductance, and FDM is the D axis voltage across the magnetization or the mutual inductance. So from these four equations, you can get the model for the wound rotor type machine or for the squirrel cage machine. So for the squirrel cage machine, this part will be 0. So considering it 0, these two equations, the rotor side equations, will be updated and will be written like this. So this equation, this equation, this and this, these four equations are defining the state space equations for the squirrel cage induction motor. However, these four equations are defining the state space equation for any generic induction motor, that can be a squirrel cage machine, that can be a wound rotor type machine. So these four equations are very important and will be used in the upcoming videos to establish the state space model of the induction motor in different frame of references. Over here, these equations are in arbitrary frame of reference. So with all of these variables, you can use the superscript C, that is indicating that this is an arbitrary frame of reference. You have considered the voltages, flux linkages, currents in the arbitrary frame of reference. So that's all from this video. In the next video, we will discuss the state space model in the more generic form using the other parameters of the induction motor. Thank you very much.